I was at Excel on Friday afternoon, just like giving a talk to some of these students. And bro, normally my phone's always on D&D anyway, but for some reason, bro, I was like, guys, when you're like giving the inspiration, and then it's like, one time, bro.
But ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome Lesa Lani Alo.
Thank you.
Very good to have you here today.
That's good.
Like you said earlier, it's good to have our people in that space doing something different. I don't know how many people wouldn't have been to Spark Arena for any other event.
Yeah, as we were waiting for the doors to open, I was trying to backtrack and think what I had been to Spark at before. Yeah, obviously the first Mana Moana. I think my first time, and maybe one of the only times prior to Mana Moana. Oh, actually, I lie. My first time anyway was Paramore.
Oh, Paramore.
Paramore came to New Zealand in 2012. And
you didn't go to watch?
We went to sing, so they needed a backup choir for one of their sets. And I don't know how, bro, but shout out to the Massey High School choir. Like,
wow.
Yeah, they asked us to come, and so I had left. By that time, I was like first year out of high school, but they got some of the old boys to come in, and yeah, we were there to sing.
So you
Paramore.
are the guy, no training, turned up to the game.
Yeah.
You're the guy.
I was the guy who was like just flew up for the gig, and that was my first time at Spark.
Cool.
Did you know?
Paramore?
Yeah. Did you know Paramore before being
Bro, hard.
big?
Yeah. I grew up listening to like
Speaking of
Paramore and
Black and White, Slipknot and Mana Moana, I think a lot of people would be surprised at the wide kind of eclectic range of music that you listen to. Because one of the first videos I stumbled across of you singing was you singing Dancing in the Dark.
oh, true. Where was that?
Is it Dancing in the Dark? Bruce Springsteen.
Yes, it would have been. It might have been. Yeah.
I was learning that song for my band.
True.
And I was looking for any covers so I could learn some different ways to sing, because I'm a singer too.
Yes.
I don't know if you know.
And the drummer, right? Yeah. Oh my God, I know.
Okay.
I got you.
And yeah, I saw you singing it, and then I thought that was your own arrangement, and then you introduced me to, it was John Legend's version.
Yes. Because his mad cover, John Legend.
But
Dancing in the Dark.
yeah, do you know that song?
I don't.
Yeah, so I think not a lot of people know. I've seen some other covers of you singing songs that I don't think people would think that you would sing.
That a someone would sing?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. You're right. My taste in music is very, like, not so much, not out the gate, but not expected from what
it covers a
people
lot.
would. Yeah. Like I'm a huge Springsteen fan. A lot of when I'm writing music, I try and I'm inspired by his storytelling. Same like Bruce Springsteen, Ed Sheeran. I say this all the time. Like when I talk to people, like just the way they tell the stories I love it. So I try and emulate that. And even when I'm writing the Samoan stuff, Samoan music, like just the way they flow the story really nicely and the thoughts. So yeah. So when you asked like if I knew,
Paramore. Yeah, I was like, of course.
Like, I grew up back in the C4 days. I don't know if you guys remember C4. Yeah, bro.
You're
Like
aging yourself now.
yeah, but like there's a New Zealand band called Zed.
Yeah.
And bro, like their first album, I think it's the Silencer album, bro. I had that and the first Simple Plan album, bro. I had that memorized, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, bro. So people are like, really? It's like, yeah, bro. Like, so yeah, it's not what people would expect.
No.
But I think I use that. I feel like I use that to my advantage because I try and infuse a lot of that into the Samoan music that I do, without it being like hey, that sounds really white. It's like, or Balangi, or, you know, so that sounds really rocky. It's just like getting the right elements that I feel work. So
Very good. Yeah, so thank you for introducing me to John Legend's version. And then I done a little bit more research, and I saw you're such a fan of Bruce Springsteen. I know that we came to talk about Mana Moana, but now I've cornered you. I'm going to ask you all the questions that I wanted to ask you. You named your, is it creative company or your thing after?
Yes. Yeah.
And you call it Brown Bruce?
Brown Bruce Creative.
Creative, yeah.
Yeah, I because on the side, like, music is my jam, but like, I love photography, and I'm not the greatest video editor, but I like working with, you know, photography is, that's my, I love photography, like, as a hobby. And so I can't remember what year, or maybe 2017, 18, I was thinking shower thoughts, as you do, where the great thoughts come out. I was like, if I wasn't Lani Alo, or if I didn't want to be like Lani Alo, what would be a cool name? And because I love Bruce Springsteen, I was like, oh man, I'd love to be like the brown Bruce, or like the brown version. I was like, brown Bruce. So when I decided to start working or doing the whole photography thing on the side, I called the company Brown Bruce Creative, and so I've kind of kept it as the umbrella for where my music comes under, and then my photography stuff, all my other creative work that I do that's not Lani Alo music is under the umbrella of Brown Bruce Creative. So yeah, that's where that came from.
If someone were to ask me to describe what type of music you sing, one of the words that comes to mind is anthemic. I don't even know if that's a word.
Yo.
But your choruses are so big and powerful. You can sing them at the end of the night when half the people have fallen over asleep. Or you can sing them in a church group. Like, was that what you were going for?
Absolutely.
Something big and strong that you could cry and sing?
Absolutely, bro. Like, I've been, before I started, like, when I was in high school and learned how to make a beat. Shout out to King Caps. Those who Bill Raleigh. Like, I went to a course run by Unitech when I was like year 10, a holiday course, and all these young students come together and you record a song and you record a music video. But during the days, like, Caps taught us how to use Logic and make a beat and stuff. So once that was done, it was game over, bro. Once I started learning how to make beats, and I think I naturally progressed to try and make a lot of anthemic, like, style.
So that is
music.
a word.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of my old beats, like, are some sort of anthem, like this anthem, or when the World Cup was around in 2011, they had a competition to write like a theme song. I didn't enter it, but I started making the beat and I called it like Anthem in Black. That whole thing about having a whole stadium of people or a whole room of people just in unison. And I think that's where the love of choir comes from, that whole communal singing. But the feeling that you get, can't describe, bro. Yeah, like, you know what it feels like, man. You know when everyone sings Wa Whawhaitai at the end of you can't describe that. I feel like there's no words to really. So I try and capture a lot of that in my music. Yeah, I just love that. You know, that whole Coldplay, everyone singing Fix You, like that kind of vibe.
But I often think about that, when I'm in those spaces singing other people's songs like that.
Yeah.
And I often think to myself, I wonder what it feels like to have this many people singing your songs. You know what that feels like.
Crazy. Yeah. Crazy. And it'll never be something that I will get used to, because every gig, every encounter is different, eh? Like, I played a surprise. I played a gig on Saturday night, or last night. Like, I went with my partner for a dressing. We went to dress the birthday girl. Wasn't meant to sing, but got there as one of the boys' sisters. He's like, "Oh, can you come sing a song?" Sung a song, and it was like a buffet restaurant. There's about 100 people just in this like Asian buffet restaurant. But they getting them to sing along, and just whether it's that size or whether it's a whole like Apia Park, everyone's singing. It's different, man. Cool, it's different. Yeah, it is. It's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling because you imagine. Well, for me, like I always think ahead and try and imagine what my songs will sound like in certain spaces, whether it's in a 3-man, in a little studio or in front of thousands of people, and try and those thoughts always cross my mind. So, yeah, definitely a cool feeling, man. Yeah.
Your song, Center Stage, you recorded with Mana Moana.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
How? I watched it this morning again.
Yeah.
How was it recording the part where you're singing and they all just standing behind you like staunch?
Sorry. Bro, that's a moment, bro. Like, because we only had about 20 or 30 minutes with them.
Oh,
because they're in camp. Mm-hmm. They're in camp, so we had the presentation for the watchers, Matai watchers, the Mana Moana watchers, and then we're like, okay, we're just gonna go out and film this. So I was like half buzzing out because I was like, bro, I got the Mana Moana, like, oh my god. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, we gotta be like, just get it done, boom, 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 get it like, and try and get it done in like 2 or 3 takes because they got to go back and have dinner and have a rest. That was cool, bro. And definitely something I'm very honored to do. Like, it's one of the highlights of my career, being tasked with something like that. And because, the also Silalas are our Dunedin family,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, he's one of the good boys from down the line, and when he reached out, I think it was through Matai, so through the also Nick, and they were talking about doing a watch and then doing a theme song, and the also Nick was like, "Do you want to write the song for them?" I was like, okay, yeah. Because I had already, and again, like, thinking back to how I told you about the World Cup thing with the All Blacks, and like I already had the blueprint in the back of my mind. I was just like, okay, like, how are we going to try and execute it? Of the songs that I've released, it's probably the least known. So when you brought it up, I was like, that's cool. Because not many people know about it. Like, even though it was the Mana Moana theme song, in terms of numbers and stats, it didn't do well as the other songs. But it's always funny running into people who are like, oh man, my favorite song is Center Stage. I was like, you sure? I love, like, it's a great song. It's an old song that had been sitting in the vault for ages. But also Nick was like, hey, you got to redo that song. I was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, do it. So it was cool. It was nice to bring
bilingual song. Starts off English, finishes Samoan.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites is it goes back to that anthemic theme, is the breakdown towards the end, just doing the drums and the accents.
Yeah.
And you're walking down and you look like you're about to punch the camera over.
Yeah, because I was seller ass. Because it's stinking hot in Samoa, and like, this is like the 5th take, and like my back sore, and I was like, I just want to go have a beer and just, end. But the original song is actually, it's just an English song.
Okay.
Nothing to do with rugby, nothing to do with, I wrote it when I was like 15. And I think I sung it at my high school talent quest. And the also Nick Williams, who runs Matai, is the head of Matai Watches. We'd known each other for years, like through music. Like back when I was in high school, I went to high school with his brother. Okay. And so we were...
Shout out to high school?
Yeah, shout out to Massey, bro. Yeah. Shout out to Massey High School, Seek the Heights. And we had been doing music together. We were part of a company called Phoenix New Zealand Young Performers at the time, a performing arts company. And so those Nick and some of the other boys were guest performing at the showcase at the Talent Quest. And
what's Nick's talent?
He's a rapper. So he's a rapper, producer. Yeah. So they came along, And they were there and they're like, oh, bro, that song's mean. And it packed it, never touched it again. Fast forward to 2022 when we're working on the campaign. Just, we're now part of Matai Watches and Nick's running the show and he's like, Oos, you remember that Centre Stage song? I was like, yeah. He's like, I think that's the one. I was like, I can't believe you remember this.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the songs that I told myself I'll never bring out of the vault because it would be a lot of work to kind of, but I trusted those. He's like, nah, trust me, just, work on it. And then we did. Me and also Livingston, who's my songwriting partner. Yeah, we got to work. So it just had to adjust a few things and add the Samoan in it, which I thought was really cool. Also Livy done mean and bringing out the spirit of the spirit of the song.
Livy wrote that one. The Samoan part.
Yeah.
He does the rap.
He does the rap in Alo Your Favour, yeah.
Does he do much publicity?
Nah.
No, nothing.
No. Like we've probably done maybe like 1 or 2 interviews together. But he also is real, like, he tries to keep it low key. He's like, oh, you go. I was like, that's us, he's that guy. So I'm always trying like, this is not just me. Like, without you, there's no me in this space. So. But he's real low key about it.
Was it easy to get him to rap on the track? I imagine he wanted to write it and get someone else to rap it.
For Alo Your Favour? Yeah, because we had written the song, we had worked on the song. We had been workshopping the song for a couple of years. Okay. And I was telling the story a couple of days ago to Excel, when I was at Excel. There was originally no rap in the Alo Your Favour. But when I got to Auckland to come, this is when we were living in Dunedin, I came to Auckland to record the song in the studio. And there's just something missing, Like, we were trying to figure out, okay, how do we get to that last chorus? And I had told Livy, I go, let's go to Auckland. He's like, no, you go, I'm sick. I was like, okay. Day 2 of studio, I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm going to pay your flight. You're going to come tomorrow, pack your bag. He's like, what for? So I flew him up the next morning. I spent the whole day in studio doing the rap, and that was...
Oh, true.
Yeah, so there was originally no rap, but without the rap, that song would not be what it is. Like, it wouldn't be Alo Your Favour without the rap, because it takes it to that where it needs to go. So we laugh about it now. I was like, see, told you to come. Just spend more money paying your fare. But, it was,
And I saw you sung that song at the 13 Days of Christmas.
Yes. The song wasn't finished at that stage.
Well, there's obviously no rap in that part. But when you start the intro, you start in one key. Was that a mistake? I knew it.
It wasn't a mistake. Like, I said, the song wasn't... It was finished at that stage, but I hadn't fully figured out what a good key was, like what a safe key was. And because they had the aircon going in the church at Bosese, so by the time I went up to sing, bro, my throat was dry. And then I was like, when you want to play it safe, and then in the heat of the moment you're just like, nah, stuff it, bro. Let's just go. Let's go. That's what I done. I was like, okay, no. So that's crack up that you picked that up.
Well, because you transitioned that key change so smoothly.
Oh yeah.
And then you start singing straight away. Yeah. So you don't replay the intro.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So you played your intro, key change, and then the song starts, and I'm like, that's not on the.
Nah.
I wonder if that's how
it was. No, it was in the moment like, am I gonna do this or not? Yeah, because I wasn't comfortable.
Well,
singing.
Good call.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, some of the low parts, I mean, shut up, tell me to shut up. But some of the low parts I felt were just right at the bottom of the range.
Bro, hard, absolutely. Like,
so
even
I think that key change was perfect.
Even like the original, the first draft after day 1 on in the studio working on Alo Your Favour, the first chorus after the first verse was meant to still be lower octave.
On the lower octave.
And we got, who did we get in? We got the also Nanai from Punia Lava'a. Okay. So Nanai, via Lani, and Puni, we brought them into the studio just to get some fresh ears. And that's the first thing I said, whangai lungal kalinga, make sure that you've just finished the verse. If you go back down, you lose the energy. So it was his call, Nanai's call to that first chorus after the verse to go up an octave, because we were only just gonna drop it after the second verse, but it was like, nah, catch them from the beginning, like. Yeah. I'm glad we listened to him, because at the time I was like, I really want to just, if you're a boss, I really want to milk it. I just really want to take them on a trip. Shut up, that was my thinking at the time, but I'm glad we brought the brothers into just a fresh pair of ears, and creatively it was a good decision.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, but hard. It worked, but at the same time I'm like, it's taxing to sing it live. It's such a hard song to sing live. But
sometimes, because I've watched you sing it multiple times now, and sometimes you sing it safe. Yeah. And sometimes there's a few embellishments. Yeah. And one of those was last night. I don't think I heard at that 21st. I saw a video of you singing it. Yes. I don't think I heard that particular embellishment in the chorus. Just before you brought in the chorus and you. Oh, right. Told everyone else to sing.
It's a sick. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I got to give credit where credit's due. There's only one. Okay, there's only a handful of people that I can comfortably say sing that song way better than me. Okay, and I got to give mad props to my also Elijah Tavai. He's the guy that hits the Lofatu Noa Ifo Mai Aloha. Him and his worship team sang Aluio Favor like 2020 or 2019, or not so far off after the song was released. And I heard him sing it, and I was like, cause he's got a powerful voice, but he sang the second verse, and he just switched up. Like the second half of in a really mean way. And ever since I heard that, and he knows, because I've told him, like, ever since you sang that, I've changed the way I sing the song live, because that's how it should be sung. So every time I sing, like, I know it's that part. And because his range is way crazier than mine, bro. Like shout out to Elijah, because also really, I have no shame in admitting that he's one of the few people that I can say will sing that song way better than me, and still have the heart that it requires.
Much like it's such a cool feeling when you have heaps of people sing your song. What's it like when someone sings your song and ruins it? Have you?
I'm trying to.
If they sing it in front of you, or someone sends you a video, like, did you see this person sing your song?
I've actually been really lucky, man. Okay. If there has been a moment, I can't remember it. Okay. Because it's either like a really good singer, or just like a wee baby, like our babies who are singing it, out of love. So I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever experienced someone who's like, who's trashed it. He's like just butchered it. Thankfully, because I would never like say it publicly, but if I was here, I'd be like, what did you do that for, man? Like, I'd probably start roasting it. But no, I haven't. Luckily, I haven't experienced anyone. It's just the only one that irks me is like people who try to do like karaoke versions, but they just they do the whole vocal remove online on some AI and upload it. I was like, that's you can still hear those guys piss me off. Sorry, don't do that.
There's also probably close to 100 different sivas, church items to that song. If we told Chris to go and watch the best one that you recall actually conveyed the message of your song the way that it was meant to be, is there one that comes to mind?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, like, off the...
Yeah, I mean, without any prep.
Yeah. That's part of the mission that I would hope the song gets used for, Like, you want to hear it. Like, it'd be cool to hear it on a movie, like Moana 3. Now what? Could have been on one or two, but no, when you see people use it for like youth group stuff and youth choirs, like, so definitely like there's a Father's Day skit that I know is on YouTube too. But also there's like I think it might be a 21st or a wedding in Australia or something,
Okay.
or America, and the girls are dancing, and then the track cuts. I don't know if like the DJ mucks something up, but the track cuts like just before the last chorus. So these poor girls, like maybe 5 or 6 of them, are dancing, and then like maybe 2 seconds go past, and then one by one the whole reception just starts singing.
No.
And they sing the girls right through to the end. And I just thought, man, that's mean.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, I was like, man, they know the song. You know, I was like, man, that's really cool that they know the song. Because the girls are like, for a moment froze, but they just kind of kept going. And then they started singing. And then everyone just started and sung it for them. And that's definitely one that
Oh my goodness.
I love. That's a cool moment.
Are your parents still with us?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that them in the video?
No.
No.
So my parents in the video, my whiwhiao, they were my minister, my spiritual parents at the time. And thank God that they're still around too. So Reverend Elder Lucky Slade and Tina Terry. So they played my parents. At the time when we were filming, they were about to retire. So it would have been like July when we were filming, August release, and then they retired in September that year. And so the whole house was kind of ready to be cleared. So that's their house. That's the Whaleo Whiwhia. That's the church house that we're filming in. My sister is my actual sister, like the Whiwhiao's daughter, Fowena, sister Fowena. And I have to say this because my house always gives me crap for it. But when I drive off, my driver is also Terrence Slade, who's the Whiwhiao's son. That's my brother. I'm like, it's my also. But he was like, far, man. You have me in your video and you can't even see me. I'm just driving. I'm just a driver. Like, hey, you're in it.
Okay, we see you. We see you.
So that was my way of paying respects to them, like for all of their like input into my life. So I was like, I have to have them be a part of the video, and it was my debut single. So yeah, so
And
we had
you'll have that forever.
Absolutely, bro. Like there's, I'll always look at that because we spent a day filming all those scenes in the house and around Auckland with the Toina and Whaletua and the sis Ena. And they were very real. Like if you go back on my IG, there's like promo videos that we were putting out. Like when we done a local, like we done an actual local. Like when we're having a feed, like the dinner seat, that from my parents and my auntie put on like a feed for like 20 people just to film this, this part of the, there's a scene when I'm crying with the old man. Like I'm legit, like that was a one take scene. And it's only a split second in the thing, but you can see me like bawling. I'm crying. One, because character, but I know that he's about to leave. So this, so it's all very real. Like it's not just acting, like she's like Enna's my sister in real life, and they're my spiritual parents in real life. So it was special, man.
Very good.
Yeah.
Bring tear to my eye. What's your favorite song to sing that's not your own? I can imagine it changes all the time.
Yeah. Like any song?
Yeah.
There's a Springsteen song that my also Olivia and I we used to have like a residency down in Dunedin at one of the bars, a restaurant club. Shout out to the Vault 21 crew.
Let's go.
And we'd always start our gigs off singing One Step Up by Bruce Springsteen. That's like our warm up. Like we know it off by heart. Like every part of the song.
Unaccompanied, or is there a piano?
Guitar.
Oh, guitar.
Yeah.
Does he jam too?
He's a pianist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we met. Is through. Yeah, the way we met is probably like low-key, like love story. If it was like that, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm like a couple of years older than him. This is like a massive curveball story, but
let's go.
And so we're in our PI center, like practicing, doing the dances and stuff, and we're having a break, and I can hear someone playing the piano, like playing a salamo on the piano. I was just like, who's playing the piano? Because he was playing like a real classic Gaiki tune. And I was like, bro, I haven't heard that song in ages. Like, so it was like, I got to find out who it is. I walk in and it's this guy.
Yeah, that serendipitous moment.
Yeah, I was like, this mother. And it was from that day on, bro, it was like, Livy's parents are Whiwhi Au at Aioniue in Samoa. Shout out to the Vaipe.
That's cool.
He came over to study. That's how we met.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the love story.
That's the love story with me and Dosa, bro. So, yeah.
And now he never wants to be on camera with you.
Yeah, we're hoping to like we just got some funding from New Zealand on now to drop his first single.
Very good. Oh, is this an exclusive?
Yeah. Well, the news is out now.
Okay.
Like,
what's the timeline on that?
We're still kind of sorting through the logistics because he's down there and I'm up here now, just trying to figure out. But we're grateful, man. Like, we got the funding and just ready to. I've been trying to push his stuff for years because he's gifted, bro. Like, very gifted songwriter, gifted orator, and as much as I want to push my stuff, like, it would be at the service of me to not do the same for him. Yep. So, really excited to drop some of Livy's stuff. A lot of it's been written. Some of it, like, it's just a matter of finishing touches and stuff like that. So
cool. Speaking of him being an orator, is that part of your gifting as well? I saw you recently with ko'o.
I wouldn't say gifting. Like, I'm not, and so, like, Livy, it's a gift for Livy. Like, he's definitely very gifted in the language. For me, I'm still working on it. Like, I'm still. People are always like, "Nah, you." I was like, "Nah." Like, when you know, like, that you're. I just know. I'm very passionate about it. I'm passionate about learning the language, especially now. Like, growing. Like, I'm getting older. And my responsibility within my family, that's huge. That's a big, like, the music aside, that's a big pressure on me, and that weighs a lot on my mind a lot of the time. So part of my duty to my family is to be able to serve in that way. And our uncles, my dad, and my uncles and aunties, they're not getting any younger, and so. Yeah, big push for me is to try and. So I wouldn't say I'm gifted. I'm still like many people. I'm still a student.
Cool.
Student of the language and the arts of oratory, and I'm still refining. Like, I'm not where I would like to be. Cool. But then who is, like, like, I feel like you.
If you say you're there, then you're probably not.
Yeah, absolutely. Being on the radio has been a big help.
Yeah,
with my team, like.
How'd you land that gig?
When I moved up to Auckland, my previous boss that was in Dunedin, she had moved up here. She took care of all of us PI students, and I eventually worked for her for a few years at our PI centre. So she had been working at the radio for a number of years since she moved back to Auckland. She was like, "Hey, come on the radio." I was like, very keen. Like, I've always wanted to do like a radio gig. Back in uni, when the boys and I would get on the piss, bro, and, like, everyone else does normal drinking up things, like, we would sit around the box and pretend we're Samoan radio hosts.
Oh, let's go!
And because Levy at the time stayed right across from a bar called Starters Bar, which is sadly no longer there, but like an iconic student bar in Dunedin. And so we'd open the window, jam some songs, have a few beers and just watch the people go by. And then, like, as the time, leo wato is 5 minuto na ta leo ole tu la sulu matasi Samoa le wanga solo mai le au fafifia so we'd just for the fun of it, bro, we'd call it like 5 Clyde Radio, because we stayed at number 5 Clyde Street and all of that stuff. So low key for ages I'd be like, I'd be mean to be on the radio, like, and I'm a big Radio Samoa fan, like, growing up. So it's now that I work at the radio, it's like I get to do all of the practice that we done. We were on the
minus the beers.
Minus the beers, But
we used to do a similar thing
Right.
But we wouldn't practice the radio. We'd practice band, and we called it band practice. So after the boys, we'd have a few drinks.
Yeah.
And it was air band though. And then there were a few songs. One of our favorites was In the Stone by Earth, Wind and Fire.
Right. Yep.
With that big intro. All the boys have to take an instrument and you play your instrument for the whole song.
That's correct.
That was crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
What was your
You
instrument?
thinking back like, oh gosh.
I mean,
I feel like I'm the only one that enjoyed it.
nah, I'll probably be a bit too drunk, but I was always on some simple like shakers or something.
Right.
Probably an instrument that probably wasn't even in there, but
Can't go wrong with the triangle leaves.
I'm there.
A lot of good memories, I suppose, of your time in Dunedin. You talk about that quite fondly.
Even though I'm born and bred in Auckland, I was born and bred in Auckland, bro. I am proud to say that I am also from Dunedin.
That's
I
good.
lived there for about 10 years, man.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So
You finished studying and stayed on.
yeah. So I was I moved out in 2012, and I just moved back like end of 2021.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I done my bachelor's, done my postgrad, and then started my master's. But I had to come back home because my mum got sick. My parents, they're getting old, so needed someone to be at home for them. Yeah. Best decision I've ever made. Yeah. But definitely, like, I miss Dunedin. Not as much now. Like, I'm quite settled being back home here in Auckland, but Dunedin is a huge part of my life.
I didn't know you spent a lot. I thought you were just 4 years study and then came back.
Nah, man. For me, moving down to Dunedin was like, I'm there to really cement myself and really be like not just a visitor, like.
Cool.
I tried to be a visitor for like the first couple of months, but it just wasn't. It wasn't my thing, Like I got in there.
Weren't you the chair of the association?
I was president of OSA for 2014. But it was my way of dealing with homesickness. Like I just had to get over it, and really just get amongst. So I really made I made it my home, and I got to the stage where I'd be like, okay, I live in Dunedin, and I go home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Whereas other kids would be like, oh, I'm studying in Dunedin, but then I'm going home, like back home. Like, so.
But I'm not studying. I'm living here.
Yeah. For me, it was like,
now.
this is my home now. And it was like that from like 2019 to the time I came back.
Cool.
Like I had really made it my home. I was working, I was able to, send money back home to mum and dad for like doing the big boy things, trying to live an adult life. But yeah, so many good memories, bro. I owe a lot of my growth as an adult to my time in Dunedin and the people. So I'll always rip, bro. I will always rip whenever I can.
Let's
Whenever,
go.
yeah.
Someone's got me. I didn't notice.
Yeah. So there's a lot of love for that place. And if you watched, if you saw Alo Your Favor, if you watched Tui Manu, my second track, like it's low key a love letter to Dunedin. Without the visuals are. I was very intentional about trying to showcase Dunedin as best as I could, as a way of paying respect to the place and the people that really helped me grow into an adult.
Very good. Well, I'm mindful that we've taken up a lot of your time tonight. When Lani came today, he said he was coming here on his way to work. So, just before we wrap up, firstly, just want to give you thanks for sharing not only your experience with Mana Moana, but giving us more of an insight into what makes you who you are. And I'm very pleased that I've got to meet you, and I'm sure I speak for Chris when I say that to sit down in this space with you and share this time with you is something that we'll treasure for a long time, but hopefully not too long before we get you back, because there's still so many things I want to break down with you.
Yeah, man. There's hopefully, Lord willing, all goes well, we'll have an album by the end of the year. So yeah, we'd love to be back and chat about that and But just before we wrap, man, I'm really grateful. Like off camera, on camera, I'm very grateful for the time. I know this has been a long time coming, and honestly, I was like I said, I was glad I ran into you because it would have just faded into the back of my mind. But awala le tua. So I'm really grateful that when you first reached out, and like I said, I love this kind of thing, bro. I love just being able to sit and just
Chat.
just have a chat, solid chats. So,
He also turned up half an hour early. So he got here before Chris did, and we didn't have a chance to work through our notes. Chris and I had a page and a half of things we wanted to talk about, but we weren't able to talk about it because the Uso was already here. But yeah, thank you so much. Very privileged, very honored to have you today also. And hopefully we can, see you again soon.
Yo.
If not, we'll join the signature choir and we'll see what it's like on the other side.
Yeah, bro.
But just make sure you practice your part and don't just turn up to the game, come to training.
Shout out to just last shout out to Puleai and Jadra.
The whole reason we're here tonight.
Yeah. The actual reason why we're here tonight, and all of the signature choir family. All the best for Sydney. Sydney, if anyone's watching from Sydney, please make sure you get your tickets because they will sell out. But yeah, mad respect to the family. Thank you again.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
Labkids, over and out.
Thank you.